fine girl. I don't know that song. Welcome once again to Chill Filter, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to, but you probably should. You probably are, and that's why we like you. This week, on this episode, we're going to be drinking something that probably everybody's had. You probably don't even know, except for the fact that you clicked on the link that had it, because we're calling an audible, and this is what we're doing today. And then, so you probably have a little bit of baby Saz on your shelf. You can pop that bottle, drink it with us. It'd be wonderful. While you're doing that, though, pull up our Instagram and message us as you go along. It'll be a drink along, non-live version, potentially. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know what you're
drinking.
We did not get any pictures of dogs sent to us. What's up with that? We asked you to last week.
In the way.
Freaking mental prick. But anyway, send us some pictures of dog or hit us up on patreon.com/chillfiltered if you want to support the show monetarily.
Yeah, and get in on drink alongs for realsies.
For realsies? Oh boy. Cole. Oh, how you doing, man?
It's been a busy week. In that vein, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah.
We're doing Sazerac Rye because I felt like I didn't even have time to
text your friends back.
Yeah, that
let alone do history.
There's a lot of things that I didn't get to this week, let alone even post the 2-Pick Tuesday. So it's just been a busy week, but it's over now. I'm sipping my entry buzz of Henry McKenna and single barrel, and yeah, life's all right. It's funny. It was just one of those weeks. It wasn't like a bad week. It wasn't like a crazy, overwhelming week. It was just one of those weeks where it's like, it's good to be done. Good to be done, the work week.
I can feel that.
Yeah. And so I have been like absolutely in love with Beck this week. And I've always been in love with Beck,
but
my daughter.
Hit a little extra
this
hard
week, I just been like, just adoring her. She is so cute, and like, she's pure smiles. And 2 days ago, get this, she's in her like playpen, and Heather's in there with her. It's a big playpen. It's probably like 6 by 6 feet. And she is chilling with Heather, just kind of playing around with like things that Heather's got. And then she sees me on the other side of the playpen on the outside, and starts crawling over and like crawls up the wall and like is like, hold me. And she's just getting into getting on her feet, like pulling herself up.
Oh,
and
man.
It's like, it just melted my heart that she's just like, Daddy, that means he can hold me if I crawl to him. And I'm like, it's amazing. And she's just been pure joy and pure cute. And that was a big sip, Robby.
I needed a big
long week.
Oh, dude. Is it my turn?
I guess so. We'll send it to you. We'll meander a bit, you know.
No, it has been not a bad week, just busy. Last weekend, week before that, Juniper was. Finley finally got caught up with Juniper's cold or whatever she had last week. So she was all fevery and stuff like Sunday, Monday, and then like Tuesday. Tuesday started getting a little snuffy, and Wednesday morning Wednesday was like she started coughing and gross, and then like Thursday, and so she's like, I woke up to go work out in the gym, and it's like 5:45, and I just hear coughing and so I went in there and I got her out and got her some medicine in her and stuff like that, and then it was like she's been up probably all night, and I'm not gonna leave my mom with her, so I guess I had to take the day off work, and it's just been one of those weeks. And then like even just running home now, I'm like right before we start, she was flying by her, and the bee, and she ran and tripped and skinned it. Finley.
Oh, wait. So Junie got sick first, and then Finley.
Junie was sick first,
okay,
then Finley. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did like 3 hours at daycare, and then they both just going home sick. It's been but it's been 2 years since they've been like in school settings. So
Yeah.
oh man. But the nice thing is, I was telling my wife, I'm like, I'm glad we're kind of doing like getting sick at this age, because at this age,
Yeah.
like they'll be tired and cranky, but like they don't mind just sitting and watching a movie or cuddling and stuff like that. But I did have a my baby loves me moment this week too. So on
Yeah.
Thursday when I stayed home, they don't take naps anymore unless you're in there and you're kind of like, hey, oh, too loud, stop it.
Yeah.
No, we're not playing.
I look forward to
So
that day.
I was laying in there with him on the floor, and Finley's like halfway out of her bed, and she just grabbed my hand and then was like, oh, and then she puts it up on her face, and so and that was one nice thing my week. I took a nap this week, and I haven't taken a nap in
many moons.
Many, probably, yeah. Last time I took a nap was last summer when I got sick. So
dang, did you get them tested?
Yeah, well, we did at home tests.
Yeah,
which who knows? But
who cares?
Negative.
I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, is like we probably should go somewhere to get it done.
Yeah,
because it's like you're doing the swirly poo on the old nose there, and that's not fun to do to your kid. And like they just
Beck hates her nose being touched, even just if it's like boogies on the outside of her nose. Yeah. No, the girls do all right. I think it tickles them more than hurts, and they're like, yeah.
So,
I did that a few weeks ago. I got tested, and but yeah, I was like, yeah.
Oh, well, when did you get COVID? You got COVID in January, didn't you?
Like New Year's, yeah. And then I was just testing. I of course it was negative, but it was when my parents were in town, and I had like the sniffles and then some.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not halted in any way by this, but I was like, I should just do it for their sake and make sure they're not going to get it.
Just peace of mind too.
Yeah, totally.
That's the thing, is like with our, like getting COVID will ruin your travel plans. Like
they would have moved on to Philly, and
yeah. So that's we're like, when we go into, like, we're getting ready for Cancun, we're gonna lock the Deadlow household down a week and a half ahead. And we're just going to do a little mini quarantine, because I don't want to lose money on someone being sick and not being able to go.
If you aren't able to go to Cancun, Virginia is still open. Drive.
Gosh, I don't think I'd want to do that drive. I don't mind driving.
Wow. Guess you don't want to be my friend.
No, I do. I would love to do that drive. That drive sounds amazing. And I don't want to do that drive with the twins.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then the teenager.
Mara does great. Like, we went to...
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we went to Nebraska last summer. And she's at that age where she's like, if I got my movies downloaded and you stop and buy me snacks. The only problem with Amara for Chelsea is that Amara, like I, has a small bladder. So you really got to be like, going to have half of that drink.
Yeah.
Before, and then when we get about an hour's away, you can chug the rest.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Anything else with you, man?
Have you seen the Batman yet? I'm gonna see it tomorrow. Yet. I'm looking forward to it. No one, listeners, do not tell me how it goes. I know you're not going to hear this episode until after I go.
Unless you have your dog acted out in Batman.
Yeah. I'm very okay with dog videos reenacting the Batman.
I still haven't seen the Spider-Man one. I need to.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I need to read that one.
I need to watch the one before the Spider-Man one, like the one in Europe or whatever, Away from Home or Far From Home.
Far From Home, something. I like that one. I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. It's great.
He does a good job.
It's the best. He's probably my favorite one that's done him.
Wow, he's not even American. That's okay. Stan Lee would approve.
Where was Spider-Man? Where's he live?
New York.
He lives in New York?
Yeah.
He should be an American.
Yeah. Darn right.
That's the thing, is that when I heard Tom Holland speak with his actual accent, I was blown away because I had no idea he was British.
That's like Hugh Laurie, where you're like, like
who's Hugh Laurie?
House.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my thing.
Yeah. I watched it back in the day when I watched Lost, and then I stopped watching TV after
because
Lost ended. after the accident. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's something.
But
we'll probably send it a break, but I'll think of it later. But I'm excited to drink Saz. You know, the funny thing is that the true story of Sazerac's 6-year is that we've actually done an episode on this. We just lost the footage after we did like a soft open when Adam and I
open.
were.
No,
what's
soft
that?
Open, you're right. Yeah, I know, you're right. Soft
boiled egg.
Open.
Yeah. And we like showed it to a bunch of people, and some people had opinions, and we adjusted to those opinions after the first 5 episodes, and then we never aired those first 5 episodes. One of those episodes, I couldn't tell you what the other 5 or the other 4 were, but one of them was Sazerac, and so this is technically our first episode on the exact same product, but no one knows. So, and we won't ever do an episode.
I heard the Saz episode.
Did you? Yeah,
I was in your test audience. Yeah.
Do you still have that? We might have emailed it to you.
There's a chance. I'll have to look.
Whoa, that'd be a fun listen.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah,
it is fun to go back every once in a while and listen to like you and Adam. I enjoyed that.
I haven't listened to a me and Adam since Adam.
Yeah. Been a while.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. But the last time I talked about it last episode, I listened to an episode with you, and it was like within your first 15 episodes. Can you believe that like we're closing in on 200?
Yeah, this is 198.
Yeah, crazy.
Holy moly.
Yeah. And I think I figured out what we're going to do for 200.
Oh, are we going to talk about it now or later? Or what are we going to do?
Let's talk about it now. So, okay. We have been sent whiskey that is 100 years old. So, from my friend Steven, who, you know, it was the one that I had tried during Dry January. That is a 15-year bottled in bond whiskey that was released and bottled in 1917. So perfect. I say we do that one. Yeah.
That sounds, there we go.
I got to just courier it to you real quick.
Yeah. Maybe if it doesn't get there right away, we just take a week off. And
what?
Well, if it's not here, you got to do your 200 show.
Yeah. No,
we could I'll look for this.
We'll do like a fake episode. We'll do it 199 and a half or something like that.
It'll just be half of the show.
Exactly.
And then we can only do. Then technically, the next one would be 200.5 if it's regular length.
Totally. Yeah. So we'd have to go on the half, and then we'd probably just do another half episode to bring it to a solid full, natural number. We don't like half episodes in general. We like to bring it to the whole number.
It's funny because we had this similar conversation. We do this frequently. We're like, life is in the way. Like, can we make this episode fast? We got to do this one quick. And guess what happens? It's usually a longer episode.
Although I think we're ahead of schedule because I did start recording early on this episode so that I can catch your daughters making noises in the background before you even join the stream. Yeah, they were screaming.
Oh, yeah, they were.
So that was Junie with the B. Is that what was going on?
Finley with the B.
Finley with the B.
The fly.
Yeah, exactly.
Which she thought was a B.
That's cute. Dude, girl dad is the best.
It is. I'll tell you one thing though. Like as we're talking, I'm starting to relax. Got a little whiskey in me. And
what are you entry buzzing?
Baby says.
Wait, no, you can't do that. That's against the rules.
I'm ready. I'm ready. In fact. Hold on here.
That's the beauty of Baby Saz.
Boom.
The bean can.
Dang. Baby Saz looks like a giant there next to that bean can.
Big Baby Saz.
On the bean can. No, it's all I had at the desk. Well, actually, no, I have that Armagnac, but I don't have a glass for it. I was like, I don't want to drink that out of the
Hey, no, you should have. You should have, because that's part of our history today is talking about old French brandies.
Which used to be my girlfriend's nickname in high school.
Old French brandy. You're a fine girl. You're a fine girl. You know that song?
I don't.
You don't know that song? I said, Brandy. I think I'm quoting it right. You're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Just a fine girl.
I don't know. I'm
You don't
drawing a
know that
blank.
it's like a classic rock song. It was played in I think it was in one of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, they do a lot of classic rock
Okay.
there.
Yeah. I don't know. You can keep trying to
Oh,
convince me
bro.
I know it, but
Some of our listeners are singing along, and you're just here,
well,
closed mouthed and dumb faced. No kidding. That is pretty good dumb face. You don't have a normal dumb face.
oh
You have a
man,
great
today.
smart face.
So like we stopped at the liquor store to get this Saz.
Yeah.
Which like luckily I saw like can we do the Saz? And I
Mhm.
was like, well, I'll go look. I saw some yesterday, which we don't get
Nice.
a lot in Idaho. The last bottle, by the way. But as I'm going
Whoa,
in,
well done.
yeah. Amara goes, hey, can you get me a sucker? I'm like, that's not how it works, Amara. Like they give suckers when the kids are in there. She goes, well, can I come in? I was like, no, because you're gonna move too slow. So when I came back out, I was pretending like I'd asked for a sucker and they punched me.
Uh-huh.
And like I had my glasses off and and she goes, Dad.
You're such a good dad.
She goes, Dad, when you have your glasses off and you make that face, you look really old.
Oh, it hurts.
All right.
41, baby. The prime of your
Yeah.
life.
Although it balances out because I had a student today tell me, Miss Dell, you look kind of jacked today. Why do you look so
Darn
jacked?
right.
And I was like, I
kid.
did a push-up once
Yeah.
or twice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's good.
It's
And when your kids are telling you something, they mean it. Because like kids these days, they just tell the truth.
no.
Anyway, let's
okay.
let's head over to break. We're
Let's do
going
that.
longer than we intended.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep history short because we've done many episodes. We've done like 4 episodes on Thomas H. Handy to begin with, and then we've done an episode on the Sazerac cocktail, and then we've done 1 episode on Sazerac 18 from 2020. So I'm not gonna like overlap too much, but I'm mostly gonna pull from all those episodes. So we're gonna keep it very short on the history. Talk about Sazerac Rye, not the 18-year, not the Thomas H. Handy, just the basic baby Saz. So, anything to say before we send it to break, Robby?
We'll be right back with the Sazerac.
Hey, we'll be back. And we're back.
Hey!
We're back with the podcast. We didn't talk about anything while we were not on the podcast. We were certainly talking about war dramas.
We started doing podcast talk, and I was like, well, we should probably just talk.
Yeah, we should probably just bring it on the air. So
yeah. Well, it's not really It's we andered.
Oh, we
that's
andered
our podcast talk.
Mm-hmm.
So
you andered, I andered,
we
meow. I don't know. So we're going to talk about Sazerac and some of the history of Sazerac. So Sazerac Rye basically started when Sazerac Rye wasn't a thing before the Sazerac cocktail, because the Sazerac cocktail was a thing in France many moons ago. And this is basically like 1800s at least. And the French had a cocktail they like to call the Sazerac. I wish I could I wonder if I had done a little more research, I wish I could translate. I doubt it's like a word in French or anything like that, but like something makes me wonder, why did the French call it the Sazerac? Or maybe the Sazerac, or I don't know how the French would pronounce that, because it's a very interesting word.
Sazerac. Yeah.
Sazerac.
Sazerac.
Our French listeners are like, cancel. Our French listeners.
No, we nailed it. They're like,
oui, like, keep going. Anyway, so the Sazerac cocktail was originally a cognac cocktail. And to even talk about like cocktails going back that far is pretty crazy. But in Europe, it was kind of a thing to like mix liquor with other things. And cognac had been a thing for like, I want to say we did an episode where it talked about, and don't quote me on this, but the history goes back to like the 13th or 14th century in terms of brandy. You're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Such a fine girl.
I don't know that song.
How do you not know that song?
Maybe I do. I just don't know when you sing it.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
that's
you wouldn't
it.
have known off of
And
this.
I feel like whatever that song is, I feel like how you sang it nailed it. So if I don't know it,
People say I have a good falsetto. People have said such things. That's all I got in the singing world. I'll like when I'm home alone and like singing to myself, I'll be like, I wonder if I could sing this song without a falsetto. And usually the answer is no.
What's your favorite song that has a falsetto in it?
Well, when I was in high school, I was in the senior year musical and I sang Crazy by Gnarls Barkley and nailed it. Like absolutely nailed it.
That's a good falsetto song.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is
That make me crazy. Stuff like that, but like really loud and like really
I believe in a
projecting.
thing called love.
That's my heart.
That's a fun song to play on guitar too.
Mm-hmm.
It's got it all.
It's a fun song to sing with your lips. Sounds really weird. But anyway, better than sing with your hips, if you know what I mean. Anyway.
Hey, don't be bashing Shakira.
That's true. That I was just making it up, but she sings and her hips don't lie.
Especially if you're wearing like latex pants. Like you shake your hips, I'm sure it's like a little squeaky.
Like a Wisconsin cheese curd. Anyway, cheese. Back in the day, the official cocktail of New Orleans, or like it took a while, but the official cocktail of New Orleans is officially the Sazerac. But that was because, and we've talked about this on the Sazerac cocktail episode, that was because back in the 1850s, there was a certain special thing that happened in France that basically made the American, because of course the Sazerac cocktail started in France, but it came to America. And like when people wanted a good Sazerac cocktail, they went to the Sazerac coffee house in New Orleans and they would be like, give me a Sazerac, and they'd make it with cognac. But something happened in the 1850s and there was something called the Great, what was it called? I got to look this up. Oh, the Great French Wine Blight of the mid 1800s. And so we talked about that on the Sazerac cocktail episode of that. This basically killed a butt. Like there was blight is like a term in the agricultural world.
Killed a butt.
Killed a butt. Like tootie butt. And yeah, in blight is a like basically like a different things can cause blight, but mostly it's like it kills plants and can really harm agriculture. And so what had happened was there was a certain epidemic, and it was called the phylloxera epidemic, and it is a native bug, basically, or like insect that is native to North America. But there was an invasion in Europe of this phylloxera, which was a invasive species, and it started to eat all this French wine vines and killing them, like just decimating French wine. And so what they figured out to do in the long run, and we talked about this before,
to make the Sazeracs with whiskey.
Make the Sazeracs with whiskey, and it saved French wine.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of the end of the story. No, they brought in American wine vines and grafted them into French wine, which is super cool.
Grafting is like the coolest thing ever.
It is cool.
Like people like graft like
pear trees.
Like really, like there's I can't remember. There's a guy that has a tree that has like 28 fruits that grow.
That's so cool to me.
It is.
Yeah, I would do that all the time. And like some people do that with like peppers, and I've seen people do it online with peppers. I'm like, man, I would love to do that, where you could like grow like 2 types of peppers on the same bush. Speaking of which, my peppers are doing great. I'm transitioning them outside at the moment, and they are doing okay.
And speaking of bush, boom.
Bushes.
Did somebody say bush?
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Anyway, so they grafted American vines onto European or French vines and actually saved them. And the funny, the final like whole thing of the story is that in like basically yeah, sure, American wine saved French wine, but we kind of find out that the phylloxera is native to North America, and it really was the thing that killed all the French wine to begin with. So it's kind of funny that they were the heroes and the enemies as the
I
Americans when it
thought
came
you
to
were going
French
to
wine.
make a World War II reference.
What?
America. And then in 1945,
Mhm.
America saved the whole country.
Yeah,
And
the whole
Canada.
world,
And
the whole
Australia.
World Wars too.
Mm-hmm. We saved
Yeah,
your
but
wine. Now we liberate your people.
yeah, 100 years later. Yeah.
Kick to the crotch, Hitler. Hi-ya!
Yeah. Have you seen we talked about this. Have you seen Jojo Rabbit yet?
No, we have.
So that like humor, that
we
that you were
bought it.
telling me fits what that movie is. It's pretty funny. But it's like, it's not somber. It is a little somber at moments, but it's like really a funny movie.
Chelsea and I, whenever we watch a movie, it's always broken up, and that's one we want to watch all the way through.
Totally. You don't have to though. But
we want to enjoy it because we really. What was that? That's a weird way.
I look at myself on the mirror image and make funny faces.
At school who he really annoys me because he's rude to other kids.
Is his name Steve?
He's probably
but
and he's a general ed kid, and I see him in classes but I'm not the teacher, so I don't really I don't want to step out the teacher. But he was drinking from his water bottle today, and he had like the full mouth around the top of the water bottle.
Did you make fun
of
it? I was like,
in my head, I was like, you got the gall to make fun of other people when you drink. And it was like a wider mouth water bottle too. It wasn't funny. Yeah.
I hope he gets what he deserves.
You drink out of a water bottle like that, someday someone's gonna put you in your place.
Like squeeze it right in front of you or something. Anyway. So
are we ready to pop?
No, I mean, so basically they made so at the Sazerac Coffee House, they were originally making cocktails with or not Armagnac, cognac. But then during this time of the Great French Wine Blight of the mid 1800s, they started to realize like we need to replace because like so many French wines / brandies, because brandy is a spirit that is made from wine. They were running low on it, so they're like, well, why don't we just replace the cognac with rye whiskey, which was very prevalent in the 1800s. Yeah, exactly. Rye not. And so they did. And I can't tell you, and I can assure you, it wasn't the exact same recipe that they were doing then versus what Sazerac / Buffalo Trace makes now. But let's talk about what we're drinking today. Sazerac Rye. It is a 6-year, not 6.5. A 6-year. Excuse me. Oh man, somewhat like I breathed and I went down the wrong note or the wrong pipe. So it is a 6-year, 90 proof. There are some people that'll say there is a mash bill for it, but there's some people that will say there isn't a disclosed mash bill. But the ones that do say there is a disclosed mash bill, which I don't believe, they will say it is 51% rye, 39% corn, and 10% malted barley. That is not confirmed from Sazerac / Buffalo Trace. But most people assume that it is a very low rye recipe, meaning that is barely legal. Like you need to be 51% rye or more to be a rye whiskey, and they chose the minimum. That's what what people expect or what people say. It is high corn on the rye recipe. High corn rye whiskey recipe. Yeah. Like I said, six years old, not like Thomas H. Handy, where it is 6.5 years old, cask strength. This is 90 proof, from Frankfort, Kentucky, Buffalo Trace Distillery. Nice color to it. Cool bottle with a long neck, really long neck. One of the longest necks in the industry. Welcome to the show, Sazerac Rye, which Robby's already been drinking. What also, and I'll probably say this in the notes, I actually personally have a decanter. This is Waterford decanter, like baller status. But one of the things I love about this whiskey is that it is very drinkable in the long run. Like you can drink this, sips of it all night, as opposed to some whiskeys, which are great for like 5 sips or even 1.5 ounce pour, but don't go further beyond this. This I could drink all night. It's amazing. So, but we'll talk about that when we drink
Let's
it.
put that to the test.
So let's give a
Welcome to
cork
Chill
pop and a
Filter's
decantered pop.
Ever night long podcast. Ready?
Yeah.
Do
You first. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. This is okay. So
I've been wanting to drink this
whiskey.
all day.
Talk about the perfect whiskey for a decanter, like a nice decanter, because it's like fancy enough to be amazing, but it's not fancy enough to spend like $100 on it. And you don't want like when I buy $100 bottle that I love, I don't want to put it in a decanter because I love the label of the bottle. I love to show it off, but this one you can't show it off as much. So I find that
it is hard.
Rye is the perfect one.
I don't know because the bottle is. It's
Classy.
A pretty bottle.
Yeah, it's a good bottle.
And it's nice to have up.
Actually, it very much matches the OFC bottles that are very classy, where it has like that long neck.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, beautiful nose. I love this whiskey. I'm just going to say it right now. This is probably going to get a good rating. I always forget how good this is when I sip it or even smell it. There is a spicy note to it, a little bit, tiniest bit of cinnamon, very faint cinnamon, but in a good way. Like it's like the perfect amount of cinnamon.
It's light on the rye spice, but it is a good spice.
It's very sweet on the nose too.
It is really sweet on the nose. So like you used to say this
cherries
a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a little cherry there too.
Mm-hmm.
But like what would you say about rye and like hard
candy?
Yeah, you don't say rye is like a hard candy.
Rye is like a hard candy. Bourbon is more like a chewy caramel sometimes.
So I can see the hard candy on this, especially with the sweetness for sure. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
this has notes of a cinnamon cherry. You ever had a cinnamon cherry?
I think you asked me that like 2 episodes ago. The answer was no.
Actually. Yeah. You still haven't, Robby.
You're just wanting to call me out on like, oh, Robby, even listen to Brandy. Oh, you haven't seen 1917. Oh, you haven't had a cinnamon cherry.
Yeah, I'm still working on the My Fair Lady part of this whole thing.
Have you done this today, Cole?
No.
Oh, you dork.
I know. I have a dumb face right now. So this is, I haven't even sipped it yet, but it's just got a really great balanced sweetness to it. It's not too sweet. Like, this just reminds me of a good time. A good time. Oh, strawberries. That's one of the notes. A little bit of like strawberry, not like straight strawberries, but like a candy strawberry. Similar to what we had for the Sazerac 18.
Now you say it, and you say it, and then I think that I'm getting that. But it was kind of dumbfounded when you said it first. So maybe it was just subliminal.
So
subliminal. Mouth-wise, taste-wise, it's got some mintiness to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some minty, almost anise, kind of like that. A
little bit.
Licorice, maybe. It's less sweet on the palate than it is on the nose. So,
I wish this was 100 proof.
Yeah.
But that's basically Colonel E.H. Taylor straight rye is 100 proof this. I don't know the age of Colonel H. Taylor rye. But this is, I mean, like, I wish it were a little more potent, but it's still amazing.
Yeah.
It's just a good rye.
I think it could be a little hotter.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty dang good. It's pretty, like for 90 proof, it hits kind of just right. It's right where you want it to be. There's a little bit of, it's got a little bit of heat to it. Not much. Just a little bit. Tiny bit. Just let you know, hey,
I'm here.
I'm not. You're not eating a strawberry candy.
Yeah, you're eating alcohol.
You're eating alcohol.
21. Yeah. On the notes on the palate, You could tell it's a rye. There is that candiness to it, to me. And it is, like I said, it's a little light, but it's still so pleasant, so sweet. It does not get old at all. There's no bitterness on the neat palate. It's just a clean, fruity, but also like hard candy-y, but not like too fruity. It's like a nice balance of fruity with that baking spices.
Rudy
I'm gonna
Tooty, clean and fruity.
Rudy Tooty.
I just realized I forgot to bring ice in, so I'm gonna have to run and grab some.
You do that. I'll talk about the color.
It's a beautiful terracotta.
Yeah, I like that.
So I think I like this.
Terracotta.
I think I like this with on the nose with water a little bit better.
Really? What does it bring out?
A lot more sweetness for sure. Like I get a lot more sweet on it. You can see the fruity a little bit more. The spiciness is mellowed. Yeah. You get your corn blood?
Not corn blood today.
No
No,
corn
this
blood
is
today.
standard Glencairn.
Gotcha.
I could sniff this all day and not even cough. Like some whiskeys will be like, but this one,
You went to town on that sniff.
snorting this stuff.
Yeah, I like it with water. I think kind of like we were saying, it would be good if it was a little higher proof. The proofage shows up on the nose a little bit too.
Yeah.
So I like that. Oh, you can't both go for a sip at the same time, you sillies. That
My
was
bad.
close.
That was close.
So you know what
A little lighter on the palate,
Yeah.
but same deal, same similar notes. I'm still getting a little bit of strawberry, like candy syrup, basically. But it's not too potent. Nothing like what we were getting from Sazerac 18 a while ago.
It is lighter for sure.
Yeah, but it's delish.
Not as like that minty and almost anisey kind of note is not there like it was. Neat. Nose wise, I prefer this. Taste wise, no, I don't.
Yeah, it's
Cole,
not better.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So some of the things, when it came to the palate here, it just lightened it so much so that it's like, it's still good. And there's nothing like, I didn't get any bitterness to it or anything like that. I just got kind of a lighterness where it's like, no, it should be higher proof. It should be a little more kick to it and a little more flavor with that. That being said, even the 90 proof, I wish, like I said, I wish it were, and I got to try Currently H. Taylor Straight Rye again once I get a bottle again, because my bottle is empty at this point. But I really want to compare.
Do you guys get a decent amount of EHT where you're at? No.
I just got a small batch recently, like very, very lucky to get it.
I feel like that is one of the bottles that I get lucky and find.
Really?
I mean, maybe I get 2 or 3 of the small batches. Like, I don't ever see anything else.
Yeah. Straight Rye is the most rare of the basic 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fire in the hole.
Oh, I spit the wrong one. Fire in the hole. Ooh, that was a nice plop. So, what would you entry buzz on again?
Henry McKenna, 10 years, single barrel.
So your pop you did on it reminded me, it was like the exact perfect pop for Feel the Pain by Dinosaur Jr.
Tell me about this.
Do you know that song?
Nah. You're like, what a nerd.
No, it's just the very beginning of it. It's got like a little kind of a pop. And then it goes right into it. I feel the pain of everyone. Jay
Not what I
Mascis.
expected out of Dinosaur Jr. I was expecting like,
no. Have you never listened to Dinosaur Jr.?
Never listened to Dinosaur Jr.
I rarely contribute to the Dead Balds playlist, but I'll put some on tonight.
Please do.
Yeah, I think you will like Dinosaur Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to a record store today during my lunch break. And
I
picked up a album by Future Islands. Shout out to Plan 9 Records in Carytown, Richmond, Virginia.
Got a good record store? That's nice. Good for you.
Not as nice as the Record Exchange, to be honest.
Yeah.
but still good.
I like that. I think more than the record exchange, I like that gray well in Utah.
Where's that? Salt Lake?
Yeah. That one, the one that we went to with you guys.
Well, I'm trying to think of that one.
Or is it blue? Gray? I think it's gray well.
I don't remember that.
It's got a 7-Eleven across the street, and Amar and I got Slurpees.
Nice.
You don't remember? Okay.
I don't remember that, but I think I remember the 7-Eleven. I remember Amara was on your shoulders, and you passed by a guy with blue hair, and you're like, I see that guy coming up, Amara. He's got blue hair, or something like that. But I don't want you to say anything out loud when we pass him, or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Nose wise, I get almost like it's almost dead, except for there's like a little. For me, I'm getting a little latex.
Definitely not improved on the palate.
A little painty. Yeah.
It's average, if not meh, on the palate. Much better neat.
There's a good sweetness though. I think the sweetness is nice.
I'll tell you what, I can't drink this all night. Not at all.
No. I would agree.
So,
I
like it. I gotta.
Do you want to give your rating?
The neat board?
Going back to the neat. Do you have a rating in mind? You gotta actually. I'm gonna go a little neat too, just because I want to make sure.
Yeah, I need to bring it back
because I know kind of where I'm thinking, but I don't want to be like wrong, I'm biased. So I have a student who has his own YouTube channel.
Nice.
So I'll watch his stuff.
It's all what?
Nah, I mean, no, it's crazy. I mean, he has almost as many followers on his YouTube as we do.
Nice.
But that's how like I don't know. I was like, man, that's like, and then you look at like if you look at anybody who's young and you're in school, like I guess it's just like you kind of just they all follow each other. Like, you got 1,000 followers when you only have like one thing posted.
It's like Facebook,
yeah. So anyway, he was talking about one of his videos, and another student goes, Did you take down that video where you picked your nose? And he goes, oh, I guess I forgot I was live. I'm gonna have to do that when I get home. That's funny. It reminded me like so many times. Like I gotta remind myself, like, oh, you're on the camera now, Rob. Don't just start
picking up the nose.
The rim doesn't count.
Rim doesn't count. We've made that very clear. Mm-hmm. No pickage here. I'm gonna give this a solid 9.0.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's weird. I gotta get this. I did not like it with water, and the more it sat on my tongue, the more I hated it with water. Perfect. At least the 90 proofness was the best of all three pours by far.
Okay.
Love the sweetness. Barely hubba to what, but hubba to what. If I were to just drink this for the first time and you handed me a 6-year-old rye, I'd be like, no. But like, this is good. And this is truly where Buffalo Trace gets its reputation from. When their standard products, like a $24 bottle from how much did you pay today?
It's like 22, 24.
Yeah, $22 bottle of rye is this good. Yeah, I'm hubba to what for that. So, but not too deep into the hubba to what territory. But I just love this bottle.
Okay.
Put it in the decanter.
I think this is going to be a clear indicator that our scales are a little bit different. Because I agree, this is great. It's a good bottle. I'm just giving it a straight 8 because I feel like that's kind of where it's at. Like it's, I think 8 is just a really good standard, right? Yeah. Like it's not.
Yeah,
it isn't to me. It isn't hubba to what or anything like that. But it's not. I mean, everything's good about it. And like, you can make a Sazerac with it, and it's delish, sweet,
delish.
Yeah, so.
That's cool.
All right. Yeah.
I'm down.
Cool.
Oh, we got some break uppage. We're getting some fun noise from Robby. But yeah, it looks like you're back, Robby. Let's send it to our favorite segment that we like to call Whiskey World News.
And we're back. It's time at the show where we do a thing called I messed that up, but it's Whiskey World News time.
Whiskey World News.
Part of the show where we read an article, we talk about it, and that's all we do. This is titled From Inside Hook.
I think I read this today.
Kirk Miller.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
okay?
Proper 12.
Number 12 is America's fastest growing whiskey brand, and that's
not
a
a
problem.
good thing. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. If you talk to people in the spirits industry, they'll inevitably tell you some variations of the aphorism, "A rising tide lifts all boats." Hey,
We've
Matt
heard that.
Porter told us that.
Yeah.
For example, if one particular Irish whiskey takes off, that success theoretically puts the spotlight on a growing but still underappreciated drinks category and could advance the profits and sales of other Irish whiskey brands. So there's some things to celebrate about the following. Per the drinks business and citing Nielsen data, proper number 12 showed 21% growth in 2021 and is either now or about to be the second most popular Irish whiskey in the United States. Having mixed martial arts sensation, Conor McGregor, as the face of that brand, has certainly increased Proper's presence and possibly Irish whiskey's presence in the mainstream. The MMA fighter recently took a victory lap on Instagram to tout the whiskey's success. Proud to announce that Proper 12 has advanced position in the Irish rankings this week with another giant leap forward towards our eventual number one spot. He posted, "We are the fastest growing Irish whiskey in all of history, and the latest figures in all of history. The latest figures just released. Our projections are, to put it lightly, simply unstoppable." My issue with Proper success are not about taste, as what I'd call a gateway spirit. It did make my recent Irish whiskeys list, and this may be your introduction to a larger category. The first responder, as well as the brand does say they donate $5 for every case sold to first responders around the world, and that's certainly a notable cause. My problem with Proper success are entirely about McGregor and his continued presence with the brand, even after he sold off most of his stake in the company. And I think I'm just going to stop there because it kind of just goes into some of his character and stuff like that. But Cole, any thoughts about that?
I have stood by this before, and I'll stand by this again. Sorry, Conor Gilbert, but I think he's a tool. Not Conor Gilbert. I think Conor McGregor is a tool. And I just can't get behind someone who beats people up in bars because they don't drink his whiskey, or throws chairs across, tour buses and stuff like that.
Across what?
He threw a chair.
What kind of buses?
Tour bus.
A tour bus?
A tour bus. Tour.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I just don't like the guy. If he if he turned around and became a different dude, I would feel good about that. But he is the same old tool that he's always been, and he's like, check out my whiskey brand. It's the best in the world of all time. Even that, where he's like, it's the greatest growing whiskey of all time. You don't have the data for that. You didn't even look at the data. Even if there was something that grew faster than you wouldn't even care. So I don't like the guy. We still got to do an episode on that, but part of me is bummed about one day doing that episode and patronizing Conor McGregor. So we'll get there one day, though.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm right there with you. He rubs me a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
Punching
old guys.
Yeah, I think I'm not a big fan of bravado. I feel like
if
you got it, you don't have. If you got it, you don't need to flaunt it, and he's the opposite. So,
yeah.
But hey, you know what? But I will say there are instances where I do like. Maybe I just lied. Maybe I do like some people having bravado. I just don't like him because I can think of other athletes where I'm like, that guy doesn't shut up, and I think he's awesome.
Yeah,
so, I don't know. Anyway, I can tell you this much: I don't think it's that great of a whiskey.
Okay, haven't tried it yet. So
yeah, I had it once. I didn't realize it was his whiskey, and afterwards I was like, oh, that's what I had, and I didn't like that. So anyway, should we go? I feel like we're punching an old man or beating a dead horse or
beating a dead old man.
Tour bus.
Yeah,
should we move on here.
Let's move on to our segment we like to call "What Whiskey Would You Choose?" What are last week's results, Robbie?
Well, let's see here. Clearly Cole won.
And I didn't even look.
You did, yeah, and I have one friend. Thank you, Bryce Marita, because I feel like he gave me the pity vote. Nice. Last week's was what are you drinking this spring? And I went with Basil Hayden Toasted. You went with Four Roses Small Batch Select, and you won 94% to 6%.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's some write-ins here. Brian Rapp, Barrel Seagrass.
Nice. I had that for the first time this week. Delicious.
Yeah. Mad Time Marketer Ben clips it with Amaret Fusion, which I'm like, we got to sneak that one in here soon. Yep. Miles Ferguson, Wild Turkey Rare Breed, Man After My Own Heart. Yeah. And Embellished Pod, John Hughes, friggin' John Hughes, with John Water. Hughes. lots and lots of water.
Weak answer, John. Sorry.
Yeah. So, well, I mean,
Or is it
there
the
are
strong answer?
it's there's a little bit of water in whiskey.
Yeah.
You just
It's
got to drink
usually
more whiskey,
mostly
get
water.
more
Yeah.
water. Yeah. Anyway, Cole, what is this week's what whiskey would you choose?
We're going back to an old trusty. We haven't used this
boy.
question before, to my knowledge, but we're going back to an old trusty of what was the first whiskey that introduced you to a cherry bomb note, or like cherry notes, like maraschino or whatever. Cherry, not sherry, for the record.
Man.
Not sherry butts, cherry butts.
Oh gosh. Okay, I got to think here. I am horrible at these. I'm horrible at them because I don't have the steel trap like you do.
Nah, I don't.
You go ahead and go. You go first.
Okay, so I remember trying Stag Junior for the first time. I believe it was batch 6.
Oh, okay.
Batch 6 or 7 or something like that, and it was old. It was it may have been even batch 5. Who knows? But it was a big one, and I remember getting a lot of notes of cherry on that, and just feeling like, wow, this is pretty good whiskey that has notes that are maraschino-y, but like in a really good maraschino-y way. So that's what I'm gonna say.
So this
Stag
is killing
Junior.
me because I was thinking about a whiskey the other day where I got like a cherry cola
Mm-hmm.
note from, and I can't remember
Nice.
what it was for life of me because that's how I roll. I just
forget.
I just big old dumb face over here. But I will say this Sazerac baby Saz had some cherry in it, so I'm just gonna have to say
I like that
today.
And you had Sazerac a long time ago, so
I did.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah,
was that a nose pick, Cole, or was
that was a swipe from the side?
The old
So
rim
no pickage happened here.
Sorry, I should have.
No. So next week we're going to be drinking the same things we put up last week, but I'm going to be on top of 2-Pick Tuesday this week. We're going to be drinking between Wilderness Trail Rye, the barrel proof, and then we're going to be between that and Westland single malt, single cask. Couldn't tell you the exact cask at the moment, but we're going to do something like that. We're going to put them up against each other. You vote on Instagram. So that's what we got.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, what do we get it? We did go short.
A little bit.
We did it.
We did
We
it.
said, let's go shorter. And we did it.
Yeah. But I'm shorter than you by like an inch.
Are you really?
I'm 6'3" on a good day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 6'3 3/4.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. You're one in or one. I don't know if this was the episode I listened to for the was it recent or was it the one I listened to about the A. Smith Bowman one where it's like you're one like half inch away from hazmat.
Yeah, no, that was last week's episode.
Okay. They all blend in my mind. They all blend in my mind.
Well, Cole, I hope that you get a lot more I love you, daddy moments like I'm just about to get here with my current intruder.
I hope that you have lot 40 cast strength moments where you're able to eat some very nice rye whiskey.
And I hope that flies would stop looking so much like bees. Would you agree, Finley? Yeah.
And I hope that you do the outro with Finley.
Okay, she wants me to say it. But most of all, listeners, Finley hopes our love of spirits, not her, she doesn't drink spirits,
no,
lifted yours. Hey guys, have a meeting. I'm going to do the meeting.